Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Hall, and today, on behalf of Sequence Multivitamins for African Americans, we're going to be talking about the benefits of the zinc that's included in all Sequence multivitamins. So I think you'll be surprised about the potential benefits of zinc. Certainly during the time of coronavirus pandemic, it's particularly important to have the adequate amount of zinc in your system because zinc possesses a potent antiviral effect. It's been proven. There's a lot of cold remedies that are out that contain a significant amount of zinc. And that zinc, if you take it when you think you're coming down with a cold, will on more times than not prevent you from getting the cold, or at least shorten the duration of the cold significantly. A zinc deficiency has been associated with the rapidly increased spread of HIV, of hepatitis C, of herpes, the coronavirus, and of course, the common cold. So during a pandemic, right, you need some zinc to help fight back those viruses that people are sneezing and coughing out. It's also interesting to know that zinc has some other benefits, including those related to diabetes. Now, you may or may not know that African Americans have the highest incidence of diabetes. And that big tall bar, red bar, those are African American men, and the other red bar is African American women, much higher than whites in the incidence of diabetes, as well as the death rate from diabetes. Very high. African American men and women have a much higher death rate from diabetes. So zinc has been shown in a number of studies to reduce blood sugar, right? Your blood glucose, blood sugar, that's the problem with diabetes, and it reduces insulin resistance. And so that's the problem that most people, most type 2 diabetics are insulin resistant. And zinc has been shown to reduce that. It also has been shown to reduce the progression to diabetes for people who have pre-diabetes. And so who knew that zinc can help with a population that has the highest rate of diabetes, African Americans? Zinc has been shown to be helpful, beneficial for both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Again, zinc deficiency is highest amongst African Americans. And so when I was putting together the formula for sequence vitamins, I knew I had to put extra amount of zinc in there because zinc deficiency is highest amongst all racial ethnic groups in the United States. But when you think about why that is, why is zinc deficiency so prevalent? Well, if you look at Africa, Africa is a land of it's a very mineral rich land. The land is full of minerals, diamonds, and iron and gold, but also zinc and other minerals. The water then, which rinses across the land and waterfalls, and also tends to be very rich in minerals. And so the foods that are grown in the soil that's rich in minerals are also very rich in these minerals. So keep that in mind. So now zinc levels are very high in Africa. The zinc levels in the water are very high. The zinc levels in the soil are very high. And so what happened was Africans developed a type of almost resistance to absorbing too much zinc because their resources were so high in zinc. And so that's sort of been shown in what they call these zinc transporters. And so how you move zinc from outside of the body into the body. And so the loss of the ability to do that has been associated with an increased risk for prostate cancer. So the loss of an efficient way of bringing zinc into the body has been associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. And so one of the unique features of a healthy prostate is it has the highest amount of zinc in your body. So your prostate is the most zinc the prostate is the most zinc rich area in your body, right? And so having that zinc where it's supposed to be in your prostate decreases the ability of your prostate to form a tumor. So the prostate cancer death rate is by far the highest in African American men. And so this graph just shows that in the orange you see all prostate cancer in all individuals. The next one is in whites, and the big tall one there is in blacks, and then the smaller one is in Hispanics. So the prostate cancer in African Americans is significantly higher than any other racial group. So the fascinating part for me is that the World Health Organization conducted a worldwide cancer study and found that African American men had a 10 times higher risk for prostate cancer than West African men. And we are descendants of West African men, and are 3.5 times more likely to die from cancer. And so that shows that when you migrate from Africa to the United States, you inherit this increased tendency toward a number of diseases, and some of that is related to just the environment. You were genetically engineered to live in Africa with its sun, with its mineral-rich water and soil. And when we displace that into an urban area where we get less sun, where the vegetables aren't as rich, the water isn't as rich in zinc, we then become at a competitive disadvantage in terms of our ability to absorb zinc, which is why we need to get more in the way of supplements. So when I designed Sequence Multivitamins for older adults, African American men and women, I knew I needed to put a significant amount of zinc into the formula so that we'd have at least tried to balance the lack of zinc that we're getting in our environment here in the United States, and hopefully decrease our risk for prostate cancer, or for diabetes, or for insulin resistance, or decrease our risk for catching infections, for catching colds and pneumonias and coronaviruses and all of those things. So the zinc that's in this formula is designed to specifically address those needs. In terms of the formula for African American women, again, much more added zinc in the formula. Therefore, we're able to help in whatever way we can in terms of fighting off infection and the increased risk for diabetes. So our slogan for Sequence Multivitamins, because our needs are different, some of those differences have to do with coming from Africa and the environmental change that we sustained in that dramatic migration, and us having adapted to one environment and now probably in the process of adapting to this new environment, but we may need a little bit of help because we have all these increased risks for diseases left and right. So go to sequencevitamin.com, pick out the vitamin that works best for you. I look forward to hearing from you regarding your how you've done on the multivitamin, and please tell your friends. For now, I'm Dr. Greg Hall.